Thanks to you, we're early again.
And thanks to you, we face another evening of political intrigue.
During which you'll wear that eagerly attentive look, which means you're bored beyond belief.
Simply because to know what on earth politicians are talking about, one needs a glossary.
Our elected representatives.
I might have known getting a knighthood would turn you into a pillar of the establishment.
I agree. My problem is getting the establishment to see it that way. Good evening, Sir Lewis and Lady Elliot.
Why shouldn't the Shadow Chancellor speak for you if there's an election? He's undertaken to speak for Roger.
My dear Caro, unlike Roger, I don't have a rich and beautiful wife who's descended from generations of Whig grandees.
Oh, really? Margaret, Lewis, how lovely of you to come.
Caro.
You know Monty Cave, of course. Sir Lewis and Lady Elliot.
Yes, of course. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Lewis.
Monty?
I always think of Monty as the other rising star in the Conservative Party.
Flatterer. Who is that Caro showing off?
David Rubin.
The American physicist.
Probably one of the most distinguished scientists they have.
Am I right in thinking his dinner jacket's blue?
This is David Rubin.
Yes, he always was a bit of a dandy.
Yes, unlike our other scientific friends.
Going to defeat the government tonight?
Oh, we'll defeat them all right. The only question is whether we'll do so decisively enough for them to have to go to the country.
Hello, David.
Lewis, it's been too long. Margaret, my dear.
Nice to see you again.
David, I don't think you know Monty Cave.
I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
How do you do?
How would you describe yourself, Monty? As Roger's colleague, friend, or rival?
All three. How do you do?
Glad to meet you. I gather you've a lot riding on tonight's debate.
Yes, I think we've done our time in opposition.
I'm going to split you two up. Lewis, come with me.
You are talking to a sailor's widow. I have been writing all my life. Letters. Thanks.
You must be used to women sitting at your feet.
Speeches to the Eastern Six Conservatives.
I don't understand why Roger, the old
Not to
man, is
mention
so late.
WI.
Still, everyone seems to be getting on all right, don't they?
Hungry.
Sorry. Have another drink.
Better not. I suppose you've heard about John Carpenter's running off the rails.
Don't tell me he's been picking up guardsmen in the park.
Oh, I think that was improbable.
On the contrary, woman trouble. It seems he's got it badly.
What's the woman like?
Madly glamorous, apparently.
Ah, in that case, I don't think Elsa has much to worry about. It isn't the glamorous ones you have to watch out for when the old man shows signs of absent-mindedness. It's that little quiet mouse in the corner that nobody's ever noticed. If she's got her claws into him, then the best thing is to call it a day and wonder how you're going to explain it to the children. Roger!
Sorry I'm late. Sorry I'm late, everyone.
Time too.
Sorry I'm late. Margaret.
Roger.
Lewis. Roger. Mr. Seneca.
David Rubin.
Quaife. Roger Quaife. 4 years ago, what?
Office.
What?
That young man will be a minister when the Conservatives get in.
Well, there.
Don't count your chickens, Mrs. H. We've got to get that Labour lot out first. Now, don't sit too long over your port and cigars. You won't get any coffee.
Mr. Quaife, I'd like to ask you something. Suppose you bring the government down tonight. What's the likely outcome of the general election? Or is that asking you to stick your neck out?
No, it's fair enough. I'll give you the limits. On the one side, the worst that can happen is a stalemate. Can't be worse than that, can it? On the other, if we're lucky, we might have a minor landslide.
I'm betting on 100, majority.
I judge a good deal less.
50 or 60.
That sounds about right. I'd like to ask you a question, if I may.
Surely.
Don't answer anything that you don't think you should. First thing I'd like to know is, does what we're doing about nuclear weapons make sense?
I don't know that I follow you.
Well, what I want to know is how significant, just in the crudest practical terms, British nuclear weapons can be.
Well, if you must have it, anything you can do doesn't count 2%. I wish I could say something different.
No, Roger asked you to tell us what you thought. He usually gets what he asks for.
Do you mind if I go one step further? May I call you David?
Please.
David, do you mind if I go one step further? It's about the United States. Does your policy about nuclear weapons make sense?
I hope so.
Doesn't it depend upon the assumption that you're going to have technical superiority forever? What do our scientists think about that, Lewis?
Actually, the majority think you're underestimating the Russians.
And you won't be the first to have done that.
We don't know.
Well, then let us assume that the West, which means you, and the Soviet Union get into a nuclear arms race in something like equal terms. Then, how long have we got to do anything useful?
Not as long as I should like.
How many years?
10 years?
If that.
Does that suggest an idea to anyone? Division bell. Shan't be long. See you later. Come on. Good luck.
What's that all about?
They ring those bells when the House of Commons is dividing. It means they've got about 5 minutes to get over there and record their votes.
Hey-ho! Get after them! Get in on the death! Hello, Lewis. Who's this?
Professor Rubin, Lord Hopkins.
With you in a minute. Gone away! Hello, I'm Cara's brother. I say, what larks, eh?
Well, they've gone off, have they? I might have known it was you kicking up such an infernal row.
Oh, don't be so damn middle class, Cara. History has been made this day. Get this lot out and that husband of yours will be in office, or I'm a Dutchman. That's what he's always wanted. What you've always wanted for him. How dare you be so po-faced about it? Come along, let's break open the champagne. Let's dance on the table.
Darling, you're right. It's wonderful. Wonderful!
The opening day was a glorious opportunity for the parade of fashion, and full advantage was taken of it. The Queen, attended by the Duke of Norfolk, went with Princess Margaret to the paddock.
Richard now swore it would be in this week's edition. Hold your horses.
Royal Ascot just the same. And now, the election. As the fervour of their landslide victory subsides, there are a few surprises in government appointments announced by the new Conservative administration. One is the appointment of a member of the House of Lords, Lord Gilby, as Defence Supreme. Westminster commentators wonder if this is designed to give his parliamentary secretary, Mr. Roger Quaife, seen here with his white lady Caroline, herself a daughter of a peer, a chance to show his paces as defence spokesman in the House of Commons. Long-tipped as an up-and-coming Tory, Mr. Quaife may be on his way. Now, upsets in the world of sport.
I am right, am I not, in thinking that you know our new master well and his title lady?
My wife and I know them socially. I wouldn't say well. But I've a feeling, without much to support it, that he isn't a simple character.
Well, I'm less concerned, forgive me, with psychological guesswork than with more business-like matters. I assume he's ambitious.
It's a safe assumption.
I don't find that a matter for condemnation, but this job which Quaife has taken has been the end of other ambitious men.
True.
If he had any choice, there must be something wrong with his judgment.
Well, for what it's worth, I don't think there is.
Which, of course, my dear Lewis, suggests he wasn't given any choice, in which case some of our masters may conceivably not wish him all the good in the world. Fortunately, it's not for us to inquire into these remarkable and no doubt well-intentioned calculations. He's said to be a good chap, which at least will come as a temporary relief so far as this department's concerned.
It would be very easy, Mr. Speaker, for me to pretend that Her Majesty's government has a defence policy which is at once infallible, inflexible, affordable, and so secret that it would be against the national interest for me to divulge any of its details. I don't propose to insult the House by doing any such thing. We have a total commitment to honour our obligations to our allies. We have a total commitment to the defence of the realm. Beyond that, decisions are complex. This is not a party political matter, it's a problem with national and international repercussions which affect us all. There are no easy solutions. We're still asking questions. When and only when we're sure we've asked all the questions will we be able to put forward answers, which will, we hope, meet with the approval of this House as a whole.
Well, I thought that was pretty well judged.
Not bad. Not bad at all. I'm bound to say he made us look almost respectable.
Louis, I'm sorry.
All right.
Let me get you another drink.
Thanks. Sit down. Ah. Sorry, we'd have been back hours ago, but the editor of the Times was at dinner.
He took us round to give us a glimpse of tomorrow's paper.
That's real privilege.
Couldn't have done me better.
All you have to do is to keep your nose clean, and it's only a question of time before they give you Gilby's job.
Letter from your beamish boy. He's got a place in the Colts 11. Close photograph to prove it.
It's pretty good going at his age.
That's all that coaching you gave him in the park.
What else does he say?
The usual. He's quite well, hopes that we are. Would I please send him some marmalade and a cake, as school food seems to be getting worse?
Can it be possible?
Nothing from Morris, though.
Oh, I expect that means he's all right.
Hope so. He's inclined to suffer in silence.
He didn't get that from me. He certainly didn't get it from you. Must be the Hollis factor.
Yes. Come to think of it, his father was a bit like that.
I hope Samikins isn't going to rock Roger Quaif's boat with his new book of his about Anglo-Indian relations.
I haven't read it.
And nor have I, but the newspapers seem to be splashing it about. Seems to be pro-Gandhi, pro-Nehru, and passionately anti-Churchill.
Sounds entirely admirable to me.
Still a curious book for a Tory MP to have published. And a recently elected one at that.
I can see it wouldn't make him his party's favourite character.
I hope we shan't hear any more of Samikins, Carol. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry, Home Secretary, but I'm not my brother's keeper.
Some people would say he could do with one.
Then I'd better say it to him.
He's not doing any good to the party, Cara.
No good at all.
It's got to be stopped.
What do you mean?
No, I'd keep out of this if I were you, darling.
No, what do you mean, Collingwood?
I mean that if Samikins won't stop it himself, we shall have to stop him.
You're saying you're ready to withdraw the whip?
If it comes to that.
It wouldn't matter much to him. He hasn't got to make his life in the House of Commons.
No, that's beside the point. I have the advantage of knowing the man very well.
Irrelevant.
I think not. As a party, we'd be a damned sight better off if a few more of us had Samikins' idealism and spirit.
Aren't you forgetting judgment, Quaif?
No, Collingwood, I'm not. A judgment doesn't mean the ability to agree with everyone. That's death. Let's have a look at what this man's done. He's stated the case, pretty roughly, I grant you. In one or two places, he's overstated his case.
One or two?
Sincere and passionate men will always do that, Monty. But still, the major points in his book are true. What's more, everyone in this room knows that.
I can't agree.
Exactly, you can't agree, and that's why you're all so damned angry. It's quite all right for people like us to know these things. The sin that my brother-in-law has committed is to say them outside our charmed circle. It's becoming more desirable to conform than to tell the truth. That frightens me. Politics is too serious a business to be played like a private game at a private party, is it not? In the next few years, it's going to be more serious than anything we've ever imagined. And that's why we need every man who's got the guts to say what he really thinks. And that's why if there is any question of my brother-in-law being pushed out, I shouldn't be able to sit quietly by.
I'm sure you wouldn't. I'm sure you wouldn't.
I must say, I thought Quaif was a cooler customer.
We don't seem to be having much luck with our masters just at present.
Maybe we should write off Quaif on the strength of one brush with the Conservative establishment.
I suppose he did it out of chivalry. Always an extravagant emotion. Not just for him, I fear, but for the rest of us in this case.
We don't know how close his wife is to her brother.
It was an irresponsible thing to do, no matter what.
Mind you, if Quaif does get away with that performance, he'll be in a very strong position. The best way to arrive is with no one to thank. He must know that as well as we do.
Let's hope so.
Tell me, Louis, if he does get there, have you any idea what he means to do?
About what?
Oh, come. You not only diminish us by pretending to be naive, you diminish yourself. Hector Rose. Mr. Douglas, who wants him? The egregious green.
How's Paulson here?
What does Quaife mean to do?
Yes?
I couldn't say.
Really?
Ah.
Well, when, as I'm sure he will, he takes you into his confidence, I'd be very, very grateful, my dear Lewis, if you could see your way to enlightening Douglas and myself.
I see. Thank you.
Let's bet his thought beyond getting Gilby's job yet.
He'd better start. Gilby's had a heart attack.
Give her another drink, Lewis. Thanks. Look, I'm sorry to drag you around like this. I just couldn't bear sitting here on my own. Well, tell us.
Bum 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 bum.
I've got it.
I fooled you there, didn't I?
Oh, yes.
Congratulations, Secretary of State.
Thank you, Lewis.
Wonderful.
Yes, the old boy hasn't done too badly at all, has he?
Let's give a party. We could lay one on for later tonight or have it tomorrow. Which would you like?
Either suit me.
Oh, you two are invited, of course.
Nice idea.
I don't think it's the right time.
Why ever not?
There have been thousands of cabinet ministers before me. Precious few of them deserved a party.
That's true enough.
Rubbish, you're you, and I want to give a party for you.
Wait till I've done something.
Aren't you being a bit priggish?
Just superstitious.
There you are. Lewis is right. As usual. Why tempt Providence? This is only the beginning. I'd much rather you waited.
Would you really?
Yes. You can give me the party to end all parties when I've brought off something worthwhile. Hello.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Sorry to have kept you after shipping the others off.
That's all right.
I want your help.
What for?
I can play that game as long as you can, Lewis. Is it going to get us anywhere? You've got some insight, haven't you? You're supposed to be a man of goodwill, aren't you? I believe you want some of the things I do. Yes. Trouble is, with you, you like to sit above the battle. I don't think I've got much use for that. Sorry. You're prepared to get your hands a bit dirty, but not very dirty. I don't think that's as creditable as you'd like to think, Lewis, I must say. Sometimes lose my respect for people who know as much as you and still don't come out and fight for it. Anyway, sorry, there's no ice.
That's all right.
Don't you think you might treat me as a moral equal?
What do you want?
Well...
Now, what do you really want?
Ha-ha. Well, you must have learned a little from your observations, or haven't you? No? All right. Now, look, a politician lives in the present, if he's got any sense. He can't think of leaving a memorial behind him, so you oughtn't to begrudge him the rewards he wants. One of them is just possessing power. That's the first thing. And one waits a long time before one gets even the smell of it. Good Lord, I was thinking about politics, dreaming about a career nowhere else from the time I was 20. I was 40 before I managed to get into the House. Do you wonder that some politicians are content when they manage to get just a bit of power? Well, I am not. Yes, I could have done other things. Could have made money in business, made a success at the bar. If I were content, it would all be jolly nice and easy, wouldn't it? I don't have to worry about money, and thanks to Caro. And, it isn't even a matter of being liked. I doubt if they like me all that much anyway. And being liked doesn't count as much in politics as outsiders think. Being taken for granted, becoming part of the furniture, counts for a great deal more. Hell, I've only got to sit on my backside, and I could become part of the furniture. Trouble is, Lewis, that isn't good enough, is it? Hmm? So, the first thing is to get the power. Next is to do something with it. Now, I believe I can do something. I don't guarantee it, but there is a chance with good luck, skill, and determination. For a few years, the situation is comparatively fluid. After that, I confess I don't see much hope. Now, it's simply not realistic for us to go on indefinitely trying to possess our own nuclear weapons, is it?
No, but we're on an escalator. It'll take abnormal political daring, particularly for a Conservative administration, to get off.
Yes. I know you're no Conservative, Lewis, but it's got to come from our side. See? In our kind of society, and I mean America as well, We're the only people who can get a political decision through. And the only decisions we can get through will come from people like me. Remember, these are going to be the real decisions. Scientists can't make them, the military can't make them, people like you sitting on the outside. You can influence them a bit, but you can't make them either. To make the real decisions, one has to have real power.
Have you got it?
Well, if I haven't, this discussion's been remarkably academic, hasn't it?
Well, I wouldn't care to predict how the electorate, let alone your colleagues, might react to your proposal to throw away the British Lion's only remaining tooth.
It's largely a question of how it's presented.
Well, you might find it cuts right across party politics.
You let me worry about that.
Well, what do you want me to do?
Okay. I intend to set up a committee for my personal guidance, and I want from the committee, forecasts about nuclear weapons over the next 10 years. And also I want conclusions, as brutal as it can make them. And from you, I want information. Now tell me, about the scientists. How are they divided on this question?
I go on saying, I believe technically it might be on. At least there's a 50-50 chance. Brodzinski's no fool, he's got a touch of the real stuff. And if we had these bloody things, we could call ourselves independent in nuclear weapons, which we're not now, except for guff, and which we're probably never going to be. The whole point, we keep coming back to it, is what price are you willing to pay for it?
What's your asking price, Sir Walter?
If we spent everything we've got,
yeah,
that is everything we now spend on defence, and I mean everything, we might bring this off. And what the bloody hell will we have bought at the end of it? The priceless thought that we can take out New York and Moscow simultaneously. Always provided they don't take us out first. The only thing that scares me is that too many people never grow up.
Sir Francis?
You know very well what I think, Secretary of State. This business of Brodzinski's is a nonsense.
Secretary of State, I have to tell you, there is nothing technically novel about all this. Sir Walter will tell you that I am not overstating my case.
With reservations?
What reservations, Sir Walter? Tell me that now.
Oh, come off it, Brod.
Let us not get into a scientific debate, please.
Secretary of State, when can we get something done? Even if we start today, tonight, it'll be 1962 or 1963 before we have the weapons.
By which time they won't have any strategic meaning.
Sir Francis, I believe there is meaning in having these weapons if the country is to survive. I hope you mean that the Americans will already have their own weapons, much greater than ours. And I hope they will. The more, the better. Good luck to them. But I will not be happy or sleep happy until we stand beside them.
I was trying to say something more
Let
serious.
Professor Brodzinski finish, please. Go on.
All I have to add, Secretary of State, is when do we get some action?
Well, you know, I mustn't raise false hopes, but I have
I
to
know what you're going to say, Secretary of State. You are going to say that it will cost £1,000 million. Some say we cannot afford it.
They're absolutely right.
I say we cannot afford to do without it.
Yes, I hear that. But I'm bound to say that there are people I need to convince, not least my colleagues in Cabinet. Now, let me say something to you, in confidence, that I really shouldn't. I think I can carry the Cabinet with me, but if I can't, no government would begin to countenance the kind of expenditure you're positing. Do you understand that?
I understand your problem, Secretary of State, and I am relieved for your assurance that you have not closed your mind to what is obviously a subject of controversy.
You disapprove of what I've just done?
I'm afraid I did. In my view, you gave Brodzinski far too much encouragement.
You've got to realise that the man's a mad, expatriate Pole who would cheerfully die himself along with the entire population of Great Britain and the United States, so long as there wasn't a single Russian left living.
When you asked us to join this committee, you clearly gave us to understand that you wanted a non-nuclear British defence policy.
Well, you didn't exactly state the opposite. You left Brodzinski thinking that you had.
If that's the sort of lunacy we're going to get mixed up in, I, for one, hadn't bargained on it.
Your colleague Brodzinski has one great advantage over us. What he wants, what he's saying, is very simple, and it's what a lot of people want to hear.
Oh, that's fine.
What you want and what I want, every bit as much, is very difficult and not in the least what a lot of people want to hear. Particularly the majority of my party, in the House and out of it. Now, I'm committed, but I'm taking bigger risks than any of us. You've got to let me do it my way.
After the Anglo-French ultimatum had been rejected by Colonel Nasser, Egypt's dictator, British and French forces acted. bombing of military targets was followed by the assault by paratroops. This operation was brilliantly successful, but after a few hours of ceasefire, surrender terms were refused by the Egyptian commander of Port Said on orders from Cairo. The landing of Anglo-French forces by sea then became necessary in order to consolidate the occupation of Port Said, and it was then thought the canal itself. The fighting in Port Said was of short duration, and the advance down the canal was quickly halted when the United Nations call for a ceasefire was accepted.
I don't like committing my own future actions, my dear Louis, which in any case will shortly be of interest to no one but myself. But I confess that I don't see how I'm going to convince myself into voting Conservative again.
How can they be so stupid?
Oh, I'm resigned to politicians failing to achieve an adequate level of intelligence. After all, I've been trying to make them understand the difference between a precise statement and an imprecise one for nearly 30 years. But I mind rather excessively when they fail to show the judgment of so many cockatoos. If you must do something immoral, the very least you can do is to do it fast and efficiently, so as to present your critics with a fait accompli.
God knows what the Americans are going to make of this.
Well, countries, when their power is slipping, are always liable to do idiotic things. And so are social classes. The Americans may find themselves in the same position someday.
Don't be so bloody rational. Excuse me.
Can it be that your lady wife is even more violent and intransigent than your good self?
I wouldn't quarrel with that analysis.
Dear me. Must make for a rich and colourful domestic life. Tell me, Louis, you are rather close to Roger Quaife, is that true?
Uh-huh.
Closer, that is, than one might expect a civil servant, even a somewhat irregular civil servant, to be to a politician. Even a somewhat irregular politician.
More or less true.
He must have been in on this, you know.
Presumably.
Gave no hint of it.
None at all.
I wonder whether you posed it in cabinet.
Oh, he must have done.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? I must say, I should be mildly curious to know. I've seen a good few ministers who are quite remarkably vocal outside, yet unable to speak out when they found themselves with their colleagues round a cabinet table.
Roger Quaife's not a coward.
I didn't mean to suggest that. Nonetheless, if my estimation of his character is even remotely correct, he's liable to be feeling isolated. It might conceivably do a trivial amount of good if you drop the word that a number of comparatively sensible and responsible people suddenly have the feeling that they're trying to do sensible and responsible work in a lunatic asylum.
Has the cabinet gone off its collective head?
What am I expected to say to that?
I am speaking for some of your friends, you know. Is there anything you know that we don't that would alter our opinions?
No, I shouldn't think so.
I am asking you seriously.
Nothing that would make you change your mind now.
Then you must know what we think. It's stupid, it's wrong, and at the lowest level, it won't work.
That isn't exactly an original opinion, is it?
I'm quite sure it's your own. How much have you been able to put across?
Do you really expect me to tell you what happened in cabinet?
You have been known to drop a hint?
I'll tell you one thing. I've not lost my senses or my wits. How dare you imagine that I don't see what you see? And I'll tell you something else. As to what I said about it in cabinet, I'll tell you, I said absolutely nothing.
What?
I think you should have done.
Do you? Then it's time you learned something. And it's time you learned what politics is really like, Louis. Yes, I let it go on around me. I acquiesced in something more indefensible than you've even begun to guess. You want to know why? I'll tell you. These people had got the bit between their teeth. Nothing I could have said would have made the slightest difference. No, it would have made one difference. It would have meant that as a newcomer I'd have lost whatever bit of credit I possessed. If I can't do what we believe in, no one is going to do it. And for that I'll make a great many sacrifices you two would be too genteel to make. Yes. Yes, I'll sacrifice all the useless protests. I'll let people think I'm a trimmer and a time server. But don't you two start telling me when I ought to be noble, please. I'm fighting on one front, and that's going to be hard enough.
Sunk by NASA's orders in the canal and at its northern approach, block ships of many types are going to take a lot of shifting. The clearing of the canal is an international priority, but Britain has offered to place her expert salvage resources at the United Nations' disposal. Later, we recorded the arrival of the first United Nations representatives. They were soon in touch with General Stockwell, the British commander, who of course offered every facility for their task. The next phase was the takeover by the United Nations Emergency Force and the withdrawal of Allied troops from Egypt. After more than 200 ineffective resolutions in past years, the United Nations had now taken action.
We ought to have gone through with it.
You're all hanging on to the past by your fingernails. Now, where in God's name do you think that's going to take us?
I still say we ought to have gone through with it. But then my family never was much good at brains. You know, Roger's had his own line on this Suez business. Well, he has. And it's dead opposite to mine. That's all down the drain. Doesn't matter a hoot what any of us thought. We've just got to cut our losses and start again. That's why I wanted to talk to you while Roger's nursing his constituency. You see quite a lot of him nowadays, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
I suppose you realise nobody has any influence on him. Well, I don't mean he's a monster. Lets me do what I like round the house. He's good with the children. But when it comes to things outside, it's a different kettle of fish. When it comes to where he's going and how he's going to get there, then no one has a scrap of influence on him.
I have done a certain amount of business with him, you know.
I know. And I know the business you've been doing. What do you take me for? What's it all going to add up to?
Well, he's a better judge of that than I am.
I've not said so to him because it's not helpful to say these things once he's made up his mind, but I doubt if he's going to get away with it.
What do you mean? Don't you believe in what he's doing?
Well, I can't argue with you. Don't know enough. All my instincts tell me that he hasn't got an even chance of getting away with it. So I want to ask you something.
What is it?
He'll do what he wants in the long run. I've given you fair warning. But you and your friends could make it more difficult for him. Don't. I'm asking you to give him room to maneuver. Well, he may have to slide gracefully out of this whole business. That doesn't matter if he does it in time. But if he gets in it up to the neck, then he could ruin himself. You and your friends mustn't make it more difficult for him.
He's far too good a politician not to smell the dangers. I don't think you need to worry.
I've seen far too many future prime ministers who made a mess or something, or somehow or other taken the wrong turn. They're pretty pathetic afterwards. It must be awful to have a brilliant future behind you. I don't know whether he could bear it.
I'm sure he could, if he had to.
He'd never be satisfied with second prizes. He'd eat his heart out. And don't you admit it? He's made for the top. Nothing else will do. I'm just imagine him giving up the unequal struggle and settling down as Governor General of New Zealand.
You know...
Good afternoon.
You know, the trouble with my esteemed brother-in-law is that he can't make up his mind.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, I do. That's why I've decided to tackle you. He hasn't even picked his parliamentary secretary yet, has he? Or has he, and we haven't heard?
I haven't heard the matter so much as mentioned.
I want the job.
Now, look, he's taken one big risk for you already.
Ah, standing up to Collingwood, you mean? Yes, yes, I know all about that. Not that it seems to have done him a lot of harm. But he's a good sort, Roger. Damn clever chap. I just wish he'd make up his mind.
Have you spoken to Caro about it?
Well, what do you think? She knows what I want, of course she does. And she's doing her best.
Damn it. I've already told her it's madness.
Well, I'm very relieved to hear you say it.
Yes. See, apart from being his brother-in-law, I like the man, and I rather admire him. But I can't afford him as an ally, much less a colleague. He couldn't help but embroil me in a series of rows with the party bosses and the other solid men.
You've got to save powder and shot.
Now, don't worry. I've already appointed Leverett Smith. You think it's a commonplace choice?
Yes. Also rather a shrewd one.
Huh. You see, as a general rule, you can't always count on winning over your enemies, but you can make sure of your potential friends. I think we can live with disquiet on the extreme right, and in the end it'll boil over. But once I lose the solid centre of the party, I'm done for, and bang go all our dreams. You say the scientists are going to be late with their report?
We should have it by Christmas.
Thank you. And Brzezinski is going to insist on putting in the minority opinion.
There's never any real possibility that it wouldn't.
Find an opportunity to stroke him a bit, would you?
Well, he might just put up with being politely fobbed off by you. He won't take it from me.
It's the kind of thing you've been doing all your life.
Not with people as potentially dangerous as Brzezinski.
No one is dangerous unless you represent something. Now look, I'm taking care of industry and the military, damn it all. Brzezinski is on his own. Now don't tell me you're afraid of a bit of Polish temperament. For God's sake, we're going to run into worse than this, you know. You're going to leave everything to me.
How do you think the committee is going?
Let me answer that with a question. Why did the others go away together? They went away to continue drafting their report without my intervention. Happily, it will soon be time for the minister to assert himself.
You realize, of course, that what any minister can do without the support of his colleagues is necessarily limited.
I don't understand you. At least, I hope I don't understand you.
Well, I'm saying that a minister has less freedom of action than one might expect.
Well, he can use his authority to come down on one side or the other, can't he?
In some circumstances he could, yes.
And in these circumstances, then?
Well, I don't think you should count on it.
Why not?
Well, the minister's bound to listen to his advisers.
Of whom I am one.
You know, don't you, the overwhelming majority is against you.
I still don't understand you.
Well, in all conscience, the minister can't say that the pros and cons are equal and then make his personal choice.
Ah, now I understand. I understand all too clearly.
Now, don't start trying to put a sinister construction on it.
You're telling me there is no alternative. The minister is not to be allowed to make up his own mind because the officials who chose his scientific advisors so carefully will make sure that he reaches the conclusion that they wanted him to in the first place.
Do you really believe that my colleagues set out to do you down?
I'm not talking about your colleagues.
You mean me, then?
I believe there is a saying, if the cap fits, wear it.
I think I ought to say that the minister has an exceptionally high opinion of you. He has made that perfectly clear.
Then I shall go straight to him in the future.
Well, you really cocked that up, didn't you? There was no one rid me of this turbulent Pole. No, he's been writing to me and telephoning me ever since.
I still think that you should talk to him.
I'm not ready to be backed into a corner just yet.
In that case, Secretary of State, I think I should reply as though to a parliamentary question.
Elaborate.
The minister has not yet reached a conclusion. In view of the complexities of the issues raised, he needs a little longer to consider Dr. Brzezinski's report against that of the majority of the scientific committee.
Well, that ought to keep him quiet for a day or two. I think I must tell you in the strictest confidence that the Prime Minister is going to resign on grounds of ill health. It's to be announced in the press tomorrow.
Do we know his successor?
No. We're going through the mysterious and unedifying process by which the Conservative Party elects its leader, with private soundings being taken in both houses by the Heavy Brigade and Central Office trying to read smoke signals from the constituencies. Please God, it'll be settled by the end of the week. I'm telling you this because, like all members of the government, my job is at risk. The new man may decide to make a clean sweep.
Well, I hope that won't happen, Secretary of State. For the department's sake as much as yours.
Thank you, Hector.
It can't happen just when the balance is in our favor.
It's his prerogative, Louis.
At any rate, my dear Louis, we shan't be dazzled by any coruscations of brilliance. Indeed, you should scarcely notice. The word is that Collingwood is to pull the strings, with the new man as his puppet. Oh, I dare say he'll be allowed to make a few cosmetic changes in an attempt to lay the ghost of the Suez fiasco.
Such as bringing Cave back into the fold and giving him full ministerial rank?
Exactly. Is that a gesture towards our master, do you think?
Playing both ends against the middle.
Or a sop to the Tory left before easing him out? Possibilities are infinite.
Well, I should know by tomorrow. Oh, I did hear on not specially reliable authority that Quaif's been summoned to meet the new man tonight.
Roger?
I don't know. Hello.
Hello.
I don't know. If I had to say what the position looked like tonight, I should have to say that I've got it in the palm of my hand.
Oh. You've kept your job.
More than that, I've been given the go-ahead for a white paper.
That's wonderful. Isn't that good news?
Yes, I can't believe it. Do you want a drink?
No, thanks.
I can't believe it. But you've got to remember that things change pretty fast at the top. If I'm in favour now, it's largely because they're feeling rather foolish over Suez. But you know how quickly things can go the other way. Remember your uncle? You ought to know, Lewis. You and Margaret must have seen enough of it, surely.
Politician lives in the present, I quote.
Who?
You.
Oh, damn you. Well, I must say, in the present, I couldn't have dared imagine a reception like it.
Is the PM cordial?
Yes, but he's professionally cordial, so that doesn't count. The extraordinary thing is that Collingwood went out of his way to be friendly.
Why shouldn't he?
Why should he? It's the first time anyone at the top has crooked his finger at me and said, in effect, my boy, your place is up here with us. Until now, they've let me crawl and fight every inch of the way. I'm not the sort of man people feel inclined to help.
Never mind, they're telling you that you're in now. That they like you.
Being liked doesn't count much for this sort of life.
Doesn't hurt.
For serious purposes, it doesn't count at all. It's not as simple or as romantic as that. If they like me, they might take a little longer to kick me out. They might even kick me upstairs, who knows? But it's got nothing to do with how much support I'll get. They're supporting me now because I want to do what they want, at the moment, up to a point. I tell you, real politics is not as personal as people think.
That must make it worse.
I think it probably makes it better, Margaret. Of course, I am involved with people, so I can't help minding what they think. But in the end, I want the things I've done to justify my life.
Come in.
Got a minute?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Please.
Try and keep you.
Right.
There may be trouble. I don't think it's likely, but it's possible.
Well, don't tell me they've turned against you already.
No, nothing like that.
I was under the impression it was all going rather well. I mean, even Brzezinski seems to have accepted the inevitable. At least he's stopped pestering you.
I have a young woman.
I had no idea.
We've kept it absolutely quiet, but, at least, anyway, someone's found out. She's been threatened.
You mean you don't know by whom?
No, just a voice over the phone.
Well, does it matter?
How do we know?
What are you afraid of?
If it came out, it might do some harm.
What are the chances?
She's worried. I've never seen her lose a nerve before.
Is she being blackmailed?
Not yet.
Are you?
No, not yet.
But you expect to be?
As an adulterous cabinet minister whose mistress has started to get anonymous phone calls, wouldn't you?
Nobody likes blackmailers. There's a well-established procedure for dealing with them.
Go to the police?
Go to a good, tough lawyer. Tell him everything.
Don't be dim, Lewis. I can't appear in court as Mr. X.
Well, you've no reason to suspect any rumours have gone the rounds.
No.
And it will be fairly easy to put a stop to it. I'm sure this can be handled. Well, I'd tell her that. Well, even if it can't be and hits the headlines, I mean, it's not exactly the end of the world, is it? Unless the lady's a Russian spy, or you've lied about it to the House of Commons. Your colleagues are remarkably sexually tolerant.
They won't be about this.
Well, who is she?
She's the wife of J.C. Smith.
The right-wing MP?
Yes. Now do you understand?
Yes, it could do us some harm.
It's not important what's done, it's important who does it and to whom. No thanks. There are plenty of people around looking for an excuse to knife me. Don't you think this would give them the ideal excuse?
Yes, I'm afraid it might.
There's an old maxim in the Anglican Church. You can get away with unorthodox behavior, or you can get away with unorthodox doctrine, but you can't get away with both, at least not at the same time. Remember, I've never been part of the establishment.
Caro is?
Yes. If this breaks, she'll stand by me.
She doesn't know?
No, and I don't want her hurt either.
Well, she's liable to be hurt anyway. Unless, of course, this affair is ready to stop.
No, not by either of us.
You can't give her up?
No, I can't.
Damn him.
Well, he'll be all right.
Oh, never mind about him. What about Caro?
There are two other people involved as well.
Oh, he's behaved like a rat. She's the one who's going to have to face it.
Roger's not the first person in the world to kick over the traces.
If you mean by that I damaged someone else to come to you, yes, that's true.
No, I didn't mean that, and you know it.
I know. If I had to, I'd probably do exactly the same thing again. But I've nothing to be proud of in that respect.
Neither have I.
You didn't betray your own marriage. That's why I can't brush off Roger betraying his.
Look, I'm not sure I know enough about it to use terms like that.
You just said yourself, he'll be all right. How do you imagine she's going to feel if they break up? Shock? Humiliation? Loss?
Look, let's not make it over tragic. I mean, she's still young, she's attractive. She's extremely rich. I mean, how long do you suppose she's going to stay on the shelf?
You're making it easier for yourselves.
For whom?
For him and for yourself. Losing him may be the least of it. That'll be bad enough. But the humiliation will be worse. You think Caro doesn't give a damn just because she doesn't care what other people think? No more did I. I've never understood how vulnerable that kind of independence can be.
You can't still be frightened that we'll break up?
No. But for a long time, I was ready for it. I know what it would have cost.
Oh, my dear. It's a bad thing to be proud, isn't it?
And to pray? My dear Louis, how very, very good of you to come. Hey. There's to be a cabinet committee, by which our masters mean, with their customary happy use of words, something to which the phrase is not appropriate, however, there it is. The committee is to have an overview of Quaif's problems, in particular the white paper. It's to be chaired by Collingwood himself. Apart from Quaif and Cave and our own minister, of course, there's to be a floating and varying population of all manner of ministers, scientists, civil servants. No doubt you and I will have the inestimable privilege of attending some of its performances.
What does this mean?
Well, by itself, it doesn't mean anything at all. At least, nothing significant. The membership seems designed to strengthen Mr. Quaif's hand, so on the face of it, there ought to be certain advantages to the policies that Mr. Quaif and his friends appear to have at heart. I must confess, I should rather like to know what our friend Douglas Osbaldeston makes of it. He's a remarkably shrewd nose for the way the wind is blowing. If the climate is changing, we can be sure that he'll be the first to adapt to it.
Is it?
You can't be certain, but I have a suspicion the answer's yes. I may be wrong, but I think I ought to warn you that the knives are sharpening.
What evidence have you got?
Not much, nothing very considerable. No, I shouldn't feel at liberty to worry you with that.
Do you mean I'm personally involved?
I don't want to worry you unnecessarily. Besides, I do feel at liberty to say just this. I think you might personally communicate to your scientific friends that a certain amount of speed about their decisions might not come amiss. In my judgment, the opposition will increase the longer it has to form. I shouldn't have thought that this was a time for going slow. I don't feel at liberty to say any more than that.